Here at Churchill Downs, the Grade 1 Derby City Distaff. Our favorite continues to be the 2 Copian, a winner last time out in the Santa Monica.
And Copian passes the 16th pole in complete command.
She's found where her best distance is, and that is around 1 turn.
No question about it. Just take out the 2 route races, and she's undefeated by open lengths.
She came off of a long layoff and just absolutely exploded in the La Brea.
And Copian has won the La Brea Stakes handily.
We thought that potential was there, but to watch her run the way that she has the last couple times probably exceeded any expectations we had.
Well, they don't get to see trainer Dick Mandela very often in Louisville.
The last time Richard Mandela won a graded stakes race at Churchill Downs, well, you got to go all the way back to 1995.
They're off with the Derby City Distaff. And Copian is sent hard from the inside to show some early speed, but Mystic Lake is quick as they make their way out of the chute and onto the track. Mystic Lake is the leader by 1.5 lengths.
What were you thinking when you saw the trip that she was getting?
Yeah, I was a little concerned when some others broke ahead of her and, dropped in behind horses. I didn't really think that was the best spot to be.
With 3 furlongs to go.
But you know what? A really good horse overcomes some bad luck. So I was very impressed and couldn't be happier.
She's the real deal.
She is.
Copian is 4 wide.
It was Copian with an effort from well off the pace here. And how about the rider as well? Dick Mandela brings in Kazushi Kimura.
Copian closing down the center of the track.
And Richard Mandela, had so much faith in him. This was a very, very good performance. She's a really good filly.
Copian on the outside. Hope Road digs in, but Copian takes charge. Oh, Copian is looking good. Pulling away to win the Derby City Distaff.
Wonderful, as always, to see Richard Mandela anywhere, especially on Kentucky Derby Day and celebrating a big win for Spendthrift Farm.
In a final time of 1:21.76 seconds. What a performance by Copian.
She is one of the top filly and mare sprinters that we have in the country. She's going to be in action later today at Los Alamitos in the Great Lady M Stakes. Gabby will take a look at just how fast she has been this year when we take a look at the buyer speed figures for races up to 8 furlongs. And she's got 2 of the 4 spots here, a 110 and a 109 in her last 2 starts.
Yeah, we heard there from Ned Toffee with Spendthrift that she came off a pretty significant layoff in the La Brea, and she exceeded expectations that day, and then she came back and she keeps on adding to those expectations. I mean, her last 2 races were incredible. They obviously are reflected in the buyer speed figures that you see on your screen right now, but her Derby City Distaff last time out I thought was one of the most impressive races we saw throughout the entire week. So she definitely has the target on her back here this afternoon. She signed on as the 4-5 favorite for Richard Mandela. Kazushi Kimura, of course, back aboard her. But the good thing about her, Joaquin, it doesn't matter. The distance matters, right? She's a 1-turn horse. She's exceptional at 1-turn distances. But she can sit close to a slower pace. She can sit off of a faster pace. She's really handy in that regard.
And I wouldn't be shocked if Richard Mandela, maybe not this year, but did decide to stretch her out in distance a little bit more after this, because the Derby City Distaff was sort of plan B, because I remember interviewing Richard Mandela after the Santa Monica, Gabby, and he was even looking at a race like the Beholder Mile as her very next start. She had a little bit of a setback, so they missed the Beholder Mile, go back into the Derby City Distaff, and wins by 3. Copian, the 4-5 favorite, coming up in the Great Lady M. She'll be taking on the track record holder at Los Alamitos for 6.5 furlongs. That's going to be Sweet Azteca. She returns off the bench for her 5-year-old debut. You don't want to miss it later today at Los Alamitos.